Welcome back, everyone, to the next part of the 2023 Metroid Dread 100% No Major Glitches tutorial. Back after a small break, but we're here to finish this tutorial. So, on the last one, we were just taking out this Quiet Robot fight, dealing with all of the different ways that the robot can give you and the RNG patterns and all of that kind of stuff. If you need a refresher, feel free to hit the last video in this tutorial for it. But from here, we're going to move on, and on this one, we are going to be going through all of Burenia 2, Ghavoran, all of that, trip into Elun, and then go in to grab the ice missiles. That's where we're going to stop for here. So with that being said, after this fight, you want to leave the room. And then right here, if you can be like right here, you're able to come up here and then just kind of like get up. If you need to climb up here and then get up, whatever's easier for you. But ideally, you want to be able to grapple from right here. And then right here, you want to charge a speed booster. Because you're going to need to use a diagonal ball spark. So you do this, store it right here, slide, and you do a diagonal spark to get this missile plus to bring your missile up to 84. It's not a very difficult speed keep to do. Get rid of these little bugs. I'll do it one more time. You basically just want to jump up through right there. There, and right here. Not ball, right there. If you jump on those, again, right here, there, and there, you'll be able to store at some point either right here from where Samus is, or right here. If you jump over and you end up right here, still make sure you store the spark, because then you can just slide it through here and aim diagonal down. But again, the optimal way would just to be just like that. That'll grab that missile. Then you can come down, open this door, do 2 flash shifts, and then you hit the elevator. And then the elevator will take you to, at this point, I believe Dairon 4? Something like that? Dairon 3, Dairon 4. We've been to Dairon quite a bit of times already. So upon leaving Ferenia and entering Dairon, you immediately tilt right and shoot to open the door and do 2 flash shifts. And at that point, you want to also hold down left to kind of do a spin fall. So like, I don't know why I'm not being able to do this. Like that. You shoot this door and hold a charge shot, because when you go through this door, you're going to be hitting a wide beam box. So hold, shoot, slide, and then right here you do 2 flash shifts and a spin fall. So all together, that looks like shoot, slide, flash, flash, spin fall. You shoot that robot, come down here. I actually think the optimal movement for that is you come down here, you 1, 2, 3, 1, and then you can fall as a ball right here, because Samus falls faster when she's a ball. That's what I do. And then right here, there's a speed keep that you can do, so just like that. You want to cut it out right here. You want to stop the keep, because you can keep this speed keep going all the way. You can jump on that and do that to keep it going. That, although is the full keep and looks really, really cool, it is ultimately slower to do. So you start the keep from about right here. You don't store, but obviously I'm going to store it to like as an example. When you're right through the door, you want to jump. You want to jump, and then about right here where Samus is, in between these 2 railings, you want to jump again, but you kind of want to like hold neutral while you're in the air, because if you don't hold neutral while you're in the air, you're going to either overshoot this gap or land right here. So you'll land right here and Samus will like skid to stop the keep, or she'll land right here and skid to stop the keep. Or you'll get you'll clear the gap, but you'll land on this ledge right here, and that will also obviously kill the speed keep. So you don't want to do that, and so you want to be jumping from about right here in your speed keep. So again, from right here, you jump, and the speed keep will drop you from here. You'll clear right here as well, and you'll end up about right there, where you'll then jump again. And again, you want to be holding neutral when you jump right there, because otherwise you'll grab that ledge, and of course you don't want to grab that ledge either. So you'll hold neutral, and then again at this point you can like jump around right here and then just tilt left to kill the keep, because again the full one is possible, but is unfortunately a little bit slower. So in full, just like that. And then when you get out of it, you want to be flash shifting. You come through this door. In any percent, you would come down right here. In 100%, you come up, slide, sorry. You slide and turn into a ball so you can fall faster. Open this door, and you want to be holding a charge shot again. One charge shot and a missile will kill this little floating thing. This is a detour for a missile. So you'll slide. I don't know why I'm having trouble saying slide today, but you'll slide like that, kill this thing, jump, flash shift up, start a speed booster. Geez, sorry. Break through the block, jump and morph at the exact same time, so BZL, and you'll jump exactly like Samus is right there. You'll grab this missile tank, and then you can just kind of, as you're click A on the missile tank acquired, you can just hold left and ZL again to do what that does, and Samus will jump out of there. And from here, 3 flash shifts will get you out. You can slide like that. Right here is another flash shift chain. I do go over this flash shift chain in the general movement tutorial, so if you want a refresher of that, go ahead and review the general movement tutorial and the flash shift chains right here. But from right here, you can slide. Oops, that thing is right there. Give me a second here. That's just one version of the flash shift chain. If you do it like super well optimally, this you'll still take damage on that little robot, but it'll damage boost you to the right here, instead of on the left like that. Either way, it's fine, but as long as you clear this thing, that's the big deal. So flash shift, and then right here, once you jump, you want to make sure, because you now have the flash shift, the last time you were heading to Burenia, you didn't have flash shift, so you had to come over here and do that. You had to do a coyote over the water. But now that you have flash shift, from right here, you want to jump. Oops, you don't want to do that. I accidentally clicked A, pressed A, whatever. From this magnet, you want to jump, land right here. So just like that. Jump again while holding left, flash, flash, flash. So if you jump while you're in the air right here, you'll get the distance to clear this ledge. Otherwise, you'd go flash, flash, and this single tile would prevent you from flash shifting. So as long as you jump and then do the flash shift, you'll have enough air time to not bonk on this ledge right there, on that one tile ledge. So, with that being said, right there, after that, ideally, let me just kill kill that guy. Ideally, that guy is in this corner right here. So as soon as you do this, you're able to... You're basically repeating movement that you did on the way to Burenia. So from here, you melee. Only this time, you want to... Sorry, let me kill this thing. So from here, you would slide like that. But instead of grappling like we did prior, you have flash shift now. So you can, as soon as you get out, flash shift, and then fall, get the hole in one. Take out this thing. Flash, flash, flash. Flash, flash. And then you're going back to Burenia. Burenia 2, as a section, is one of the more movement-intensive areas of the game. In any percent, I would argue that it's a little bit difficult, and then in 100%, obviously, it's slightly more difficult because you do have items that you're going to pick up. So, Burenia 2. Again, you have the flash shift now, so everything that you're doing, you are keeping in mind that you are not just regularly moving anymore, you are flash shifting whenever possible. So, come down here, and then right here, you would, obviously you would grab this energy tank. You wouldn't, or energy part. You're not able, you could, I mean, go down again, but then again, you're missing an energy part. So, going down again would be energy, or you could grab this and then go down technically. But the optimal way to do this is this is another speed keep. So when you get right here, you start holding in charge. You're gonna aim down like that while holding the speed keep, while charging. So what I'll normally do is when I land like this, I'll start charging it and then holding it, just like down like that. You'll grab this 4th E part, which will give you a full energy tank. And then from there, you jump, and then that's where you would break this. So, just like that. Where you can then get out of there. Burenia is a pretty big movement section, just in general, yeah. So in order to get that keep all the way, you want to be, here, let me do it again really quick. Okay, so you're not storing the spark at all. You are sliding and like transitioning into a ball as fast as possible near the edge. Oops. And that will give you the distance that you need to, oops. It's a little weirder to do without the wall being there, but that'll give you the distance that you need to get this, this movement off. This movement, though, to be clear, is like a half-second save. That's it. So if you are having problems with this, because it is slower to go for this and miss it, if you are having trouble with it, I would recommend grabbing this and sorry. If you're having trouble with it, what I would recommend is grabbing it normally, breaking through, and then just getting the keep going like that. Because otherwise, you fail this morph right here and open in the door, and you like kind of halfway land like that, where you then have to go back and charge this keep again to make sure that you have the room to have the speed booster going when you enter the other room, so that you don't get hit by anything, which obviously cancels the keep and makes the movement in Burenia slightly slower. So yeah, that's that. Any questions on that? Because again, it's not at all necessary, it's just some optimal movement. And it's a little harder to do than I remember without that wall being there. So whether you got this full keep off or not, or you're charging it from right here, you want to the laser tune the ceiling will be the one to bond you. Yes, that is correct, Caleb. That guy right there. Whether or not you do this full length keep or not, or you started the keep from right here, you want to be able to keep the speed booster going so that you can do that. That is the big trick. That is the point of doing that. So what I would recommend when you're learning this would be to, every now and then, you can start it from right here and just see how many times you get it. It's not very difficult. The big trick to this is as soon as you have the movement, as soon as you jump from about right here, you'll land right here. You don't want to jump too quickly because you'll land right here, but you'll lose the keep. So you'll lose the speed booster and you'll just have to end up morphing like this, or just moving through the tunnel as is. But you also don't want to wait too long because you'll just run into this wall without your keep. So the trick is to jump on here, wait like a quarter of a second, then jump and press ZL, and you'll make it every single time. I'm not even kidding. Literally every single time. Just like that. So it seems a little daunting at first, trying to figure out like, oh, what am I doing wrong with this timing? But like, again, from here, like you see the little bit of a gap that I take before, once I land right here, before I jump and morph into the tunnel. So every single time it'll work without fail, I guarantee you, if you do it that way. But see right there, I tried to jump too early and it messed up my jump. So so from here, you're gonna want to jump. From here, you unmorph, and you'll still be in your keep. Jump right there, and then with the speed booster, you jump, and then you'll press. And then you'll press regular L to free aim. Whenever you free aim, it stops a speed booster. Speed booster, speed keep, whatever, because the act of aiming takes priority over everything. So there is technically a full keep you could do here with like all of that, but it's really difficult and doesn't save that much time. So I'll show you what it looks like just all the way through, so I can give you an example of what you're wanting to be looking for. Just like that. From here, you want to jump up. You could hello? Oh my god, I'm so bad. From there, from right here, you could jump up like that. But again, this is one of those things where if you have problems doing that, or if you have problems getting up here and then wall kicking like that, you're very much feel free to like jump up here, mantle up, and then jump. Two different ways to do this next part. The faster way is to shoot the door and flash shift, I should say, through all of this. Obviously, the timings of can get pretty weird. Just like that, because of these things right here. So something that I do for the longest, or did for the longest time, sometimes I still do just out of force of habit, not gonna lie, is you charge another speed keep right here. So from right here, and you'd in any percent you'd store it, because in any percent you would open this door and you'd use a ball spark. But from right here, if you're having trouble with those flash shifts, the speed booster will obviously kill them, and it's not that much slower. Right here, though, instead of going through this grapple door, we want to come up through here. Be careful for right here, because these are... Well, one, that's a shutter door, so that sucks. But all of these are pitfalls. The reason that I'm mentioning that is because your next missile tank is right there. So what you want to do is from right here is do 2 flash shifts, not at the very top, but like slightly underneath it, and then keep holding left so that you grab the ledge. Then you just grab the missile. Something that you could also alternatively do if you're super worried about that is you could in fact store the spark. Like that. That is very slightly slower, but as long as you do it correctly, that's going to guarantee that you make it through the shutter and grab a hold of this to again grab this missile. When you fall out of that, this pitfall, you just do a flash shift to grab this ledge, and you're right here. From here, you use your grapple beam and you flash shift. I'm sorry, you don't flash shift right there. You flash shift, and then you run in, and then flash shift, flash shift, flash shift, flash shift. That, what I just did, is a frame-perfect flash shift. It is completely okay if you try that and you don't get it. This is, however, where if you, in any percent, just as a point of reference, this is the area in any percent that you would ball spark through. So you'd use flash shift movement to slide right here, press B for a ball spark, right there. Because again, you saw that the first time I got that frame perfect flash shift, but this time I didn't. Save the frames. Anyway, so from here, grapple. The movement that I do right here is unique to me, because what I do here is I will flash shift over here and then flash shift right there, and it's to deal with this thing. Because you need to take care of, you need to blow through this grapple block. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of the word. But if you just do this, I'm gonna get rid of this guy. If you just come down right here, the thing that is right there that I killed earlier will come down and kill you, or will not kill you, hit you, and will break you out of this motion of opening that. So the way that I get around that is I will open the door and I will flash shift once, do a spin fall. After I do the spin fall, I'll have my Aeon back and I will flash shift into the wall. I flash shift into the wall and I kind of hold there for a minute before falling down, just like that. So that will hit this thing, or make it so that this thing on the ceiling sees you right there, which will give you enough time to open this grapple block. So again, just like that. And then as you're opening this, if you're doing it quick enough, the enemy right here technically might hit you, but if you're doing it quick enough, you're able to just zoom in through there. You flash shift right here, missile, slide. You grab that missile, you're now at 98. Do a flash shift again, and that's going to be that. So I'll do it from right down here, just so you guys can see what it looks like all the way through. Again, force of habit. Then you open that. just like that. So that's ideally what that should look like. So after that, you flash shift over here, come through here, do a damage flash, and you have a charge beam go in because this category still skips Dragon. It's not an all bosses category, so you still have to do Dragaiga. I'm sorry, I did not mean to say Dragon. I meant to say Dragaiga. But you do draw skip just like that. And again, draw skip is just a pseudo wave. You can go over pseudo waves in general movement. What's up, Crispy? How are you? Good to see you. Slide through here. Fall down right here. Grab this missile that's underneath Drog. And then right here, you want to charge a speed booster. And then right here, two different ways to do this. Both of them are they time the exact same way. I want to say that right now. One definitely looks a little bit cooler, but they time the exact same way. So from here, you are, and I know that because I personally have timed it. So you are, from right here, you charge a speed booster. You can hold it to store it, come out, and you spark up. Spark up, and then you flash shift to the right. That's what I do, and it is safer than doing the swaggy, cooler way to do it, which is like that. They time the exact same. They are, one obviously looks cooler than the other, but I promise you they are the exact same speed. One is obviously a little safer, which is why I go for it. It doesn't feel like it's safer, or it doesn't feel like it's faster or slower, but I promise you they are the exact same speed. So either way you want to do it, just gotta practice it. You spark up the Burenia Tower, flash shift, take this out, and then you head to Ghavoran. Those are the only items that you pick up in Burenia 2. All other items in Burenia at this point get picked up during the cleanup session towards the end of the run. So at that point, we head to Ghavoran. So once you're out of Burenia 2 and you're in Ghavoran, the first thing that you want to do is take a step right and just grapple and open this door. With this grapple door opened, you'll immediately want to start running towards it with a speed booster charged, store the spark, slide off, and fire a missile, because you're going to grab another missile right here. So missile, and then if you're not good with charging your spark, you can just charge it, it's fine. But what I'll normally do just to guarantee it is I'll do the melee and then jump. And obviously you're pointing to the left right here. From right here, you can, once you slide down, you can pull yourself out of the water like that. It's kind of awkward at first, so if you want to like get back up before then pulling yourself out of the water, it's totally fine. But from right here, ideally you want to pull yourself up and then do another pull up just like that. And then right here, make sure that you're on this side of the slope when you grab off, jump off, because otherwise you'll just fall like that. So right here, you pull this down, and then you, okay, that's my heater this time, sorry. You slide and then do that. And then what I do right here is I just make sure, I just mash to kill this thing, but you are able to technically come up and like do that as well. Preference, not a big deal. And then from right here though, you start charging a speed booster. Store it as soon as you get in the room, because then you're gonna enter a boss fight. So again, store, slide, and then you immediately jump and insta-spark into the Chozo robot. Because again, now that you have the speed booster, you want to start sparking into these things because a spark will immediately take out half of its health. There isn't another area where you can charge a spark in this fight per se. So from here, you want to just start chucking missiles, and as soon as it's firing things at you like that, you're sliding into it to preemptively damage yourself so that its shots aren't the things damaging you. Because the shots are doing damage, running into it, of course, is still doing damage, just not as much. So you're running into it, you're getting those iframes, and then you are continuously hitting it, basically invincible. And again, it's 100%, so you're not 2 tanking, you don't have 3 tanks or anything like that. It's hundo. You have 5 tanks at this point. It's from here, it's impossible to die. So from right here, just make sure that you're hitting missiles, and then you're good to go. Super easy fights. Something that I do want to touch on, if these soldier robots are charging a shot at any time, so they're holding that blue shot and then they fire it, if they do that at any point and you find yourself really, really low on health or ammunition, anything like that, kind of like get away from them and let them shoot the shot, the charge shot that they have, slide underneath it. I don't know what it is with the game's code, but if anytime you slide underneath one of those charged shots, it will trigger the robots to go into a parry. So anytime that happens, you're low on ammunition, you're low on health, slide under their charged shot and immediately counter. So like that. You'll immediately counter the shot, you'll get health back, you'll get, more importantly, ammunition back, is the thing that I'm concerned with at this point, and you'll be able to finish that fight. But a super simple fight. The biggest thing with it is you want to make sure that you start the charged shot at the appropriate time. You want to start it like basically right here, because there is the chance, and you want to store it right there, there is the chance that if you start it a little bit like right here, see, you'll fall off of it and you won't have the spark all the way stored. So you want to be closer to the edge right here when you start charging the spark, just so that you can come down, charge it, slide, and you're good to go. This has like lost a lot of time for me sometimes in some of my runs back when I was learning this category, just learning the game in general, and I was like, what's going on? But it's just because I wasn't all the way to the right. So super simple, easy fix. So from here, right here, you could get this missile later. I think it's a missile. Yeah, you would get this missile. You can get this missile during cleanup, or you can get it now. I personally choose to get this missile now, because otherwise it massively interrupts my flow of cleanup in Ghavoran afterwards. So I get this missile now. So you would come down here, flash shift, and then right here, this is kind of important actually. Right here, you want to time your flash shifts the correct distance right here. If you fail this, there are grapple blocks you can use to get this missile instead, but you can make it in 3 flash shifts. But again, you need to time them correctly. So from here, you go flash, 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 and you're able to grab this missile. And then from here, flash, flash, flash. So you could do flash, 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 and you won't make it. So then you'd have to like do all of this, or even like, which is the game wants you to do, you know? So if you time your flash shifts separately enough, you'll get it. It might take some practice to learn that timing, because you don't want to do it too slow either, because then you'll lose your flash shift, or you'll just fall down. Just all of these blocks are pitfall blocks, just so you know. But this is why I like grabbing this missile now, because it's a big room by the start of cleanup, or by the start of Ghavoran, and so I just really personally feel like you are coming through this door again in cleanup, but I just feel like taking the detour to get this missile and then going back up, it's just way too much time, in my opinion. So I personally like grabbing this now. Flash shift out of there because it's faster. And then right here, you want to grapple up. And then fall down like that. Or not fall down, but get yourself up like that. Just getting rid of some of these. So you want to practice from right here as well, getting up. The closer you get right here, the easier it'll be to get right here. Because this thing also has the potential to L plus ratio you, if you will. So from like right this vine right here is where you can start like practicing to like get up all the way right there. The beam for right here, you need plasma beam to get here, but you're not coming through this area again. Right now, you can't come back through here. So you would never be coming through this door, but you do need plasma beam to get through it. So anyway, from right here, you would come up, and then right here, flash shift once. You don't want to let the magnet take you all the way up. You want to flash shift like that. Kind of a flash shift chain, not really, but like kind of. So flash shift, grab the ledge, and then do 2 more. And then right here you would slide, and then in the air there's an option. You can just like slide morph fall right here, but there is an option where you can slide and then grapple to grab this part of the magnet, and the magnet will pull you down faster. So like that. It's a little bit technical, not fully needed, because especially if you do it incorrectly, now you're needing to like get off of the grapple. Excuse me, you need to get off of the grapple. But it is optimal and a little swaggy to get cool. Just get it correctly, I should say. From here, you don't want to go to the right because there is shots right here, or blocks right here that you can destroy to just slide through. So instead of having to like do that and then all of that, you can just come down, slide, do a spin fall. And then right here, what you can do is flash shift. And then there's a couple things you can do. What I used to do is from right here, I started holding a charge to open the door that's coming up. But also I would hold my speed booster like so. Like that. So I would, actually no, I'm so sorry. I'm telling you incorrect information. I would not hold my charge shot. I would just hold that, and I would shoot the door open like that, and then that would happen. You don't have the height yet for a jump with for your to clear this. Both the space jump and the spin boost add a little bit of height to your jump. The space jump obviously adds a lot more. So space jump, that jump is possible, but without it, you're just kind of like forced to end it and then maybe do that if you like jump too soon. The optimal way though is to hold a charge shot. That's where I was getting the charge shot from, and take that out and then jump right there and flash shift to it. The reason that is faster is because you are waiting for the charge shot or the speed booster to pick up, as opposed to just jumping. Again, it's the whole rule of if you can make a gap in 2 flash shifts or 3 flash shifts or 6 flash shifts, I'm sorry, 6 flash shifts or less, then you want to be using the speed booster or the flash shift. If it takes more than that, then you want to be using the speed booster. So that's just basically that rule right there. So take those out and then use the flash shift. Open this door, flash shift out, do a spin fall, slide, grab a hold of this magnet. Make sure it's all the way down. Eventually you'll get a feel for it, but make sure it's all the way down so that it is, when you fall off of it, it won't pull you back up, because obviously that's an awkward time loss. Slide right here, flash shift over these guys, come down here. When you come through this door, you want to slide like right there. Open this bomb jump, and then bomb thing. So right here, you open this bomb block, slide in through here. That's a missile door, so you open that. And then what I prefer doing right here is flash shift into the super missiles right here. I hit them and then flash shift to the supers. So that's where you would now get the super missiles. And keep in mind, you flash shifted once into it, so you have 2 flash shifts remaining. So you're able to now flash shift back twice. So that's what we do to get out of this room. So mash A to, collect the supers, press B, but as soon as you press B, you want to make sure you get your 2 flash shifts back. So it would ideally be, well, there's a checkpoint here now, but it would be just like that. And then again, you don't want to take the time to counter this guy. Since you're flash shifting out of the room, you're going to be like that. So you'll just grapple up like that. Open this door. Flash shift. Right here, if you jump from the lowest one, you won't always get it. But if you jump from it is possible to make it from the lowest setting. I've done it before. But if you jump from about like right there, so like the second little notch, and then morph into a ball right there, you'll get it. Again, it just has a little bit of practice, and you'll get that. Right here, as that door is opening, what I do is I hold a charge shot and I'm running into the door like that, so that I can come in and kill all of those. All those little bugs. One diffusion shot will kill all of those. So then you can grapple up right here and just fall down. So you're not having to like just grapple to the end of it and fall down. Right here, same. Oops. Right here, same concept. Because you didn't morph into it like that, Samus will unmorph once she rolls through this, so like that. So you do that, and then take a little step back, turn around and morph, just so you have that little bit of momentum. Again, momentum doesn't play as big of a part in Dread as it does in Super, but momentum still does exist in this game, because otherwise it would be like that. Like, having to do this, like, would be super awkward when you could just... do that. Take this Morph Ball Shoot, open the super door, and then right here, there's a missile tank right here. You don't grab this missile. I don't personally grab this missile until cleanup. It is possible to grab this missile after you come back from Elun, but again, I personally find that it's interrupting my flow because you do a speed keep on the way back from Elun. So I saved this missile for cleanup. With that being said, from here, you would just one speed keep, one flash shift, then you would slide and do 2 more in order to hit this grapple beam door. Alternatively, there is a strat where you can bounce off of this creature. This creature is called a hackathon, and what you can do with this creature, you can bounce off of, or damage boost off of it basically, so you should like something like that. You can only do the hackathon boost when it's like in the room for the first time. So let me try to like set that up. Yeah, you get the point, the gist of it. There's like, you can take the damage boost off of the hackathon, but it's a little inconsistent, which is why I don't prefer it. So again, what I do when I enter this room is I just do a flash shift, slide, and then 2 more. Open this door, and I flash shift again, to the train to Elun. So are there any questions from there? Because from this point, we're heading to the quarantine area of the planet. This is where all of the X-parasites are being held. Alright, so you're in Elun now. Again, this is, and that's just the way that I say it, you know, Elun. You can call it Elun, Elun, I don't know, whatever, you can pronounce it however you want to pronounce it. I just call it Elun. So you're in Elun now. It used to be we would, like, speed boost through here, but again, if you can get somewhere within 6 flash shifts, it's faster to flash shift, and you can right here. So once you get off of the train, flash, 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 flash. Skip this cutscene, and you'll be right here. You're now cut off from the rest of the area, so you now have to go through Elun in order to get out. So, flash, flash, flash. After the 3rd flash, you want to slide and do lay a bomb. You want to lay the bomb and then jump like that. So you'll lay the bomb, jump, so that the bomb goes off and you'll just fall. Because otherwise you'll just bomb jump, and that's just awkward. So lay a bomb, jump, just like that. And then as you are falling, you're holding left. Just like that. This right here is what triggers the X-parasites, is taking this chute. So in one motion, again, you're trapped off, you're segmented off here now as well, but just waiting for here. You would go just like that. Your fall as a ball, hold left, tap jump, lay the bomb, take the chute, and you're now in a deeper section of this little area. Technically speaking, if you were playing like the rando, if you were used a glitch all the way up here, like a ledge warp or something, you could go back and the X would now be spawned on ZDR. However, because again, this chute is the trigger that releases the X, but Samus won't see the X until she goes through the door that's like right up here. So speaking of that door, as soon as you take the chute and land out of it, 4 shots to take out that blob. You just want to like mash it. And then 2 different ways to do this. One is a little easier. You can jump up to this ledge, jump up, and then flash shift up right there. So, like that. To get up here. Just like that. And again, you're using all of these pivot respins for the falls and the mantling that we discussed in the Artaria climb. Really fun. That's why the Artaria climb is so important. It's just the fundamentals that you use, learn from that little area, can be used across the rest of the game. So that's like the little easier, not much slower way to do it. Just go into the right there. The slightly more optimal but slightly more difficult way to do it is you go up to the left and you do a flash chain. So you come up. Okay, so yeah, you come up right here, and then we're from right here. No, I'm sorry, hold on. You come up, flash, 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 but you jump up right there. So flash, flash, flash. So you would flash shift from right here, and then do a wall jump, flash again, and then your last flash shift will take you right there. I haven't done that flash shift in a while, just because I haven't been to Elun in a bit, but that's going to be the optimal way to do it, and it's very slightly faster. I mean, again, it's preference. There's not, we're talking like a couple of frames here, but maybe like half a second at most. So in order to do this, you're not landing right here. You are jumping from ledge to ledge like this, and then you're jumping in the air. So you have a little bit of height already, just like that. Yeah, I was forgetting about the jumps from right here. So flash, flash, flash. It's going to be slightly more optimal than just going like that. But again, obviously a little bit more difficult as well. Personal preference, though, doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. It's just however you prefer to get up there. One way is moderately faster than the other. You know what I mean? So from either way, whichever method you choose to get up, come up through here, and then you skip the cutscene. So now the X have now been released, quote unquote, and you from right here, you come off this ledge, flash shift to the left. These are bomb blocks, so you flash shift, and as you're in the air, press ZL to morph into a bomb. Lay a bomb, unmorph to flash shift to the door right here, which will then take you into what I consider the worst room in the game. And it's the worst room in the game because of RNG. So, with that being said, you flash shift through here, and then a couple ways. This is the worst room in the game because of that thing right there. Depending on where that little guy is, you'll be able to grab that missile with absolutely no problem, or it's gonna take a bit to grab. The reason that it's gonna take a bit to grab is because the flash shifts take damage, you know? They take a little bit of time, I should say. So taking damage from both that thing and the thing that I killed right here, you won't be able to insta-spark up to grab that missile. So obviously it would be faster if you did that, but because of the inconsistency and the RNG in this room, what I do is I come down, counter this thing, hold the spark, and then grab the missile tank. I have put countless amounts of time and hours to try to figure out a consistent way to grab this, maybe run into the room differently, all of that. By the time that you're in the room, unfortunately, like up here, this thing isn't spawned yet. It only spawns when you're about right here, because now you're low enough for right there. So sometimes it can spawn all the way over here. Sometimes it'll spawn on this ceiling right here where you're able to damage boost through this thing with your flash shift, flash, and then bomb up. But to be honest, more often than not, it's going to be sitting right here in your way, which is, again, why I consider this room the worst room in the game. So I charge, after coming down to counter that thing, again, I'll come up here, store my spark. You want to be careful with not losing your spark either, because if you do a jump, that can potentially happen. So you want to be careful with your movement after you store the spark. But you just grab the missile after that. Take this morph ball, shoot. Throw a missile. And then right here, right up there, is the plasma beam. You want to be careful about how you're hitting these blocks as well, because you're about to do a speed keep afterwards. Not a difficult one, but also not an easy one, I guess, if that makes sense. So what I do is I come up to the very edge, I should look up, fire. I'll wait for those to respawn, because if you do that, they kind of sucks. So just like that, and you grab the plasma beam. With plasma, your firepower obviously goes up considerably, and you can open these green doors that are now blocking you. One of the big things, though, with the plasma beam, on top of just your damage going up considerably, the plasma beam is doing damage to robots. So, like, you know the robots in Cataris, like, on the way down when you first enter, your beams weren't doing damage to those, only the missiles were. Now you're, like, these things, now your beam does damage to them, because why not? From here, again, you are, these are been taken, and you're up here. you want to do a melee. And the melee will land you right here, which is why you want to be careful about how you're aiming your shot when you come up here. Because if you melee and these blocks are gone... Hold on, I'm trying to aim myself. And these blocks are gone like that, you then charge the shot right there, and it's not going to be enough to... Well, I guess maybe it will, but it just makes it harder and less consistent, So make sure that just that for those first two are done. The most important one, though, to make sure is the second one, because again, when you melee off of it to the left, just like that. So from here, you open the door, you charge a keep. I'm just gonna do it to show it, and then I'll break it down a little bit more. That's the key. Ideally, you want to keep this store from all the way down there, and you want to make it so that it will break the eye door. If you're not confident with the movement up there, from right here, definitely feel free to just spark up. Not the worst thing in the world. Spark up, and then you can just like flash shift down, take the counter on the eye door. Again, not a big deal at all. So let me load last checkpoint, and I'll explain how to where to jump and all of that really quickly. So you counter down, melee down, and you want to be you noticed I was holding a shot the entire time. The shot is to open that door. The shot is to open that door right there, because you morph right here in the air, and you're gonna bonk right here with the morph ball so that you kind of like hit the ledge and come up before coming back down. And then as you're coming down, you don't need to hold a shot, because you're just shooting that right there to kind of do a water morph, but instead of a water morph, you're like morphing off of the edge of the ledge. Kind of works the same way as a water morph does, just because you're able to, because you're going so fast, I guess. But that's how you're going to go through that door, store, and again, if the movement is tricky, you can just spark up, but anyway, so from here, as soon as you get the thing stored, let me take out these robots. Robots are annoying. As soon as your speed booster charges, you jump up again, like right here. And again, I would really recommend whenever you're doing a keep like this, anytime that you are holding a jump like that and jumping off one of these walls, hold neutral on your stick. Because otherwise, if you're holding a direction, there's a very strong chance that you're going to continue holding the direction that you're holding, like that. And you'll break your speed booster. So what I mean by that is, like that. So rather than like even getting up here, I like just went all the way. So holding neutral does so much when you're doing these big, long, like kind of difficult keeps. You don't want to hold neutral too soon though, because then that'll happen. You want to still be moving. Like that. That'll happen too if you were holding it. So also right here, if you're not comfortable, if you think the movement has been meh up to this point, and you don't think you have enough time to jump and then get a spark off, or to just land and insta-spark, just feel free to melee and then store the spark, or do the spark that way. sure these things are dead. But again, so that's where you would jump. So from right here, right there, and then jump about right here, right as you pass this block right here. So right when you're about on the edge of the flag that's coming down, jump again. When you're up against like that little protruding piece of the wall, jump again. And then right here, just you want to be careful with this last jump because again, you're trying to do it so that you kind of like bounce off of this thing for a little bit to keep the speed booster going. But the motion of morphing is what fires your shot, thus opening that door. So again, but again, I did it too low right there, and the keep died. So if the keep dies right there, really sucks. It feels bad. Keep going though. Sometimes the keep will die right there. Again, practice the speed keep because, again, this is one of my favorite keeps in the game, and even I'm still messing it up every now and then. So like, if you feel the movement's hasn't been so hot, you can just feel free to do that. The biggest thing that I can say right there, though, is just practice that keep. Obviously, the best place to do it would be to, because there's not really any save points in Elun. So the best way that you would be able to do that is to just maybe have a practice file like maybe here at this network station before you go to Elun, and then just have a Elun practice, I guess. Because this area is not long or difficult by any means. It's just, again, technical. So just we've already talked about a bunch of stuff in this very small section. So boss fight right here, though, is going to be the first of a few real Chozo soldier fights, not just robots, real ones. If you have a good mash, just mash. If you don't, try to weave some missiles in here and there. But if you have a good mash, just mash, you know. And then of course, if you have a good weave, you know, if you're over here like, you should do that. But for the purposes of this boss and getting through it really quickly, all you need to do is mash. So for instance, this is one of the reasons too why I talked about controller setup to start the tutorial as well. The rhythm for an optimal missile weave, I couldn't tell you. I don't do a weave in a healthy way at all. I'm like holding my controller really difficult. It's basically you just have to play around with it, you know. Like I hold my controller in a really weird way when I'm doing this. But again, you don't need to do it. So don't worry about it. Play around with it, but don't worry about it is my advice for figuring out a weave, you know, because it's not necessary to get top times in this game. But yeah, Caleb, the first of many, true. But yeah, so just come in. What I do to preserve health, you don't need to do this at all, but what I'll do to preserve health in this fight is I will do my double mashing and then flash shift to the right and continue double mashing. And again, the reason why I mentioned that this is why I went over controller setup to start the tutorial is because I am, for this fight, just double mashing on my Y, just like that. Just like that. But if the Chozo soldier starts hopping around, that's when I start free aiming and I transition to my D-pad, where I'm then now continuing to mash while I'm able to aim. So that's why I went over controller setup at the very start of the tutorial. Again, find a controller setup that's good for you, but that's just my controller setup, and it's why I choose to do that. See, I'm D-pad mashing right now because I know in phase 2 he's prone to moving around. But just play around with the fight, you know? Just do it a couple times, like, let the fight end, but, like, don't beat him so that you can load less checkpoint. Just play around with the fight, honestly. It's really all I can say. Develop a mash that works for you, you know? Develop a weave that works for you. But at that point, these boss fights are super simple. You just need to get through them. You need to get through them, and again, you don't need to do the flash shift that I do at the start right here when I like mash and then do that. I just do it because I prefer to not take damage right here so that I can just continue to mash. That's all, the only reason that I do it. So I just start and I just continue. You could just land and go ham, you know, but from here, there's one more item that we grab, leaving Elun. So you flash shift through here, grab this energy tank. There are 4 items in Elun total. There's a missile expansion, which we already grabbed. That's the worst room in the game one. There's an energy tank that we grab right here. And then there is one more missile expansion that we grab during cleanup that is in an area filled with power bombs, and then a power bomb expansion itself. But we don't grab those last 2 items until the Elun cleanup, right before Ghavoran towards the end of the run. So those are the last items that you grab in Elun. So again, it's just a super quick, very easy, just like that. Fall down right here. And then when you go through here, get ready to just plus minus, start select, however you want to do that. Right here, I'm going to teach you guys how to insta-spark really quick. You want to be holding charge shot, just like this. Yes, Caleb, the plasma beam does count as an item. You want to be holding your charge shot like this as you are charging your shot. It used to be what we would do is we would just like, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, because that Chozo soldier had a possibility of crashing the game. So again, anytime Samus is in the air, she's moving slower, so people would just jump over her or jump over the soldier. She's moving slower when they jump though, so people would risk it and full on just potentially crash their run. Like world record paces in the early days of Dread were lost to this crash. It was so pathetic that it was funny. But nowadays that crash is fixed, so what we do is we insta-spark through it. Like that. So in order to insta-spark, what you want to do is you're going to hold your the moment that you store your spark, you press Y and B at the exact same time. Y and B in the direction that you want to go. That's how you insta-spark. You can do it up. You can do it in the air. But that's how you insta-spark. So in order to get through this door though, so right here, in order to get through the door, you hold a shot, insta-spark, fire the shot, and you get through the door. In order to fire the shot, you don't just press Y, you actually press R. The same button that you would use to open your missiles and then press Y, you just tap R, and it opens. So really, I'm not sure why it's as simple as that, but it is. And the timing, the visual cue that you can use for this, because obviously when you are right here, you store about right there, and obviously you're now sparking. The visual cue that you can use to release that shot, to press R and release that shot, is this second pillar. Because the shot will then travel as you are following the shot. You'll go through the door, and then if you timed it correctly and shot it at the exact same time, you can press R again, and this door will open, but you'll crash right there, because at that point you're now too high to get through this door, where you can then just do 3 flash shifts and exit. So I'll show what that looks like in one solid motion, and then we'll move on and go grab the ice missiles. Just like that. So I just talked for like 3-ish minutes, and it was all for a 10-second segment. You know what I mean? So quick, easy thing, and all you need to do is press R, you know? So as soon as you get back to the elevator, you travel back to Ghavoran, and you want to be ready to press start and select, because there isn't an unskippable cutscene. Well, I mean, you can skip it, but the cutscene happens no matter what, is what I'm saying. So you want to be ready to, as soon as the cutscene starts right here, plus minus it, to skip the cutscene. We call this cutscene skip in the community. It's kind of a big joke, and like hardest trick in the game kind of a thing. Cutscene skip. Because otherwise, if you're like, oh, I think this might be a good time to go to the bathroom real quick. Oh, maybe I can like look at my chat. Maybe I can drink some water. That cutscene plays, and you're just now losing time. So you want to be ready to skip that cutscene as you arrive back in Ghavoran. So as soon as you land back in Ghavoran, you want to flash shift twice. Again, a good visual cue to open the door from here, because the grapple beam doesn't have a very long range. But if you are close enough to a grapple door, the grapple beam will extend itself. I don't know why, it just will slightly extend itself to make the rest of that. See? Like, that's not hidden there. But that is? It's very interesting. Like, the grapple beam is that long. So a good visual cue for that is right under here. There's this little white dot on the ground. If you're slightly, not like super right here, but slightly behind it, because you're about to charge a speed keep. Yeah, you're about to charge a speed keep. That'll open the door. This keep is one of the bigger reasons we do atom skip as well, because this keep, you are jumping, you're charging the speed booster from here. You are jumping from right here, landing here, jumping here and going across this. And while you're running across here, you are shooting this door open as you jump. So you jump through here and then go through this open door that you shot from up here. And then right here is another one of these things where you want to kind of bonk yourself on purpose right here, so that the keep can guarantee to continue. You don't have to, but it's a lot more consistent if you do. So you jump like on this wall right here, and then jump on this wall right here. At this point, right here, you can start holding a charge shot. Same premise. You're going to bonk yourself and you're going to shoot. There is an enemy right here, but the plasma beam pierces enemies. It goes through enemies, so the plasma beam will go through here to open this door. But again, right here, this jump, you want to be sure, you just want to make sure that you purposefully bonk yourself, basically. And then right here, this is all the speed booster is still going. After you, from Morph Ball, you go back to running, open this door, you jump down from here. You can jump through again to continue landing. What I do is I morph through here, and I mean a Morph Ball for right here. You jump up through right here, jump up again, jump up through this little tunnel. You can go through this one, it's just a lot harder, and only saves literally like half a second. But then, depending on where the ice Emmi is, because the Emmys are now active again. That cutscene that we skipped was the Emmys reactivating. Depending on where the Emmi is in this room is going to be determine what you need to do in order to get up through right here. If the Emmi is right here, what you're going to want to do is from right here, start charging a shot. Jump up through right here onto this wall, and when you jump onto this magnet wall, you want to like jump and then hold your jump again, because you're going to be spinning. So you jump, wait a second, and then jump again, jump up, and then from right here, you're going to be wall jumping, I should say, not just jumping, because the speed booster is carrying you at this point. So the reason I should say that we are holding the jump right here is to give the Emmi time, if it's right here, to climb up right here. If we just ran up, we run into the Emmi. Well, not always, but like 99% of the time you'll run into the Emmi and then hope to God you parry it. You know what I mean? So that's only if the Emmi's right here. Sometimes the Emmi will be coming through this valve. If it does, you're fine. If it's all the way right here, you're fine. But I'll do this keep a few times just to show it off, because right here, at this point you stop it, and then like when you're right here and you grapple up, and then you're coming through that door. So I'll go ahead and do the keep, and then break it down as I do it, you know? And then you would flash shift through there. But you see how I took a break right here. I paused before my jump because this is another one of those sections. You want to be listening to where the Emmi is. If when you enter right here, chirps are coming from above you, the Emmi's probably right here. Unless when you come up to here, you see the Emmi right here, then obviously you don't have to wait. But again, good chance it's going to be right here. So you wait on your jump right here as you're spinning into the wall for the Emmi to climb up like it did, to come through this door, kill the keep right there. We used to spark up, but it's faster to grapple right here because obviously the animation of colliding with the ceiling and then being able to then recontrol Samus is slower than just grappling up and flashing. So that's why we do that. And then obviously you would grapple up through here, do some flash shift jumps, and then move through there. So that's going to be the movement there. I'll do that one more time. Right there, I didn't need to stop my shot because it was on the other side of the wall. And then you would just flash shift through. That is the Ice Emmi Keep. So again, if you need to see either of those times that I did that, because that time it was without the Emmi jump, the first time was with it, just feel free to slow down the video, because it's too long of a keep. Well, especially now that I've gone through the door, I can no longer go back because this is now a cutscene or a checkpoint. But just, I very much encourage you to slow it down, see if you need to, like, oh, what am I doing wrong? Where am I jumping? And all that. All that kind of stuff, because it's a really cool keep, a really fun keep. Again, right here, some people jump. I slide through right there just because it's more consistent for me. It doesn't really matter. It's not losing any time. But yeah, cool keep. Very important to get the movement down for this keep to make it through this section consistently without getting caught by the Emmi. Yes, Caleb, the Ice Emmi freezes you when it sees you. The Ice Emmi is the only Emmi that does not enter pursuit mode when it sees you. It sees you, freezes you, because the Metroid DNA inside of you. So you freeze, and you kind of like, oh crap, I'm stuck. And it will still be following you, but it doesn't enter pursuit mode per se. So from here, do a water morph, set up a water bomb jump, do a water bomb jump. And then right here, these mushrooms, you got to be really careful with the way that you are moving on these mushrooms. You can only step on them for like a very small bit of time. So this, I would encourage practicing these this room as well. Even though it's, oh, why would I practice that? That's easy. Practice it, because you want to be jumping. And then you do a double flash shift right after that last jump. You bounce off the wall, flash shift right there. That's not even done optimally either, that room, like straight up. So there's definitely more that you can do in that room to like get through there faster, more consistently. But the biggest thing that I could say is just practice. You want to make sure that you're jumping on these the mushrooms in a way that works for you, most importantly, because even if it's a little slower, it's a lot slower and a lot more huge of a time loss if you happen to fall off of one of the mushrooms and into this little water area. Because then if you do fall into this area and not just right here, you have to set up a water bomb jump again, which has happened to people. It's a disaster when it does. But you're now on this side of right here, so you slide right here. You want to be, as you are sliding, you want to be holding a charge shot to open this door. Oh, I didn't know you could select something. Highlight icons. Cool. Anyway, today I learned. I've been running this game for 2 years, by the way. But as you are right here, just do that and open that charge beam door. When you come out of this central unit room, you are this is the door that the Emmi is going to come out of, so it helps it come out of the door faster if the door is already opened. So right here as well, you're about to slide down into an open door right here. This is where the CU fight is. There is the possibility that the Ice Emmi is spawned right here. To counteract that, what you would do is, as you are falling, you use your Phantom Cloak, like so. Because there is a possibility that the Emmi is right there. It is the worst spawn for this Emmi right here. And there is a way technically to get out of it. If you do spawn right here, you can uncloak and then charge your speed booster. But that is, it can spawn right there. Normally, though, when it's not, it'll be like over here or up here, like we see the Emmi there right now. But if the Emmi is not right here, you want to go to the right, charge a speed booster, blow off the shell, and mash with the plasma beam to kill the CU. Again, now that we have the plasma beam, or not the plasma beam, the speed booster, you're basically wanting to shine spark into every boss that you can. It takes out half health from the boss. For the central unit fights, it'll completely blow off their shells. All of that. So now that you have that power, use it, you know? And then this kill is a little awkward. Little awkward because this room is pretty long, and the Emmi, when you come out of here, is going to be right here. It's going to be coming through this chute or this tunnel, whatever, because it's heard you right here. You're going to be coming out of here with a speed booster, though. You come out of here, you charge a speed booster leaving, it procs right here, you slide through there, but immediately cancel it to jump up again, and flash shift. So you'll be like on the top, like right here. As it and because you did that so quickly, the Emmy's like, oh shit, she's no longer down here. So it turns itself around and comes through the door that we opened. So as it's coming through the door, you're already over there firing the Emmy, or firing at the Emmy. This is a very awkward Emmy to kill casually because of the room that you fight it in. It's also very noteworthy that this Emmy behaves the exact opposite as the yellow Emmy. The yellow Emmy is moving faster with its face shield on and slower without. The Ice Beam Emmy moves the exact opposite. It is moving slower with its face shield on and faster without. So you do need to keep that in mind, because if you don't keep that in mind, and you'll get surprised. You will be surprised at how fast the Emmy is moving, and you'll start going into panic mode, which potentially can end your run. So, with that all in mind, I'll do this kill. Oops. First, you want to, get through the thing. I thought I had already opened it. But without all being in mind, so just like this, again, keeping in mind that the Emmy is moving slower right now, but that as soon as its face shield off, it is going to start moving faster. Blast the face shield off, and you've collected your ice missiles. So, with ice missiles now collected, you lose a little bit of DPS with your missiles because they are now firing a little bit slower, but they gain a lot more power. Or is it you gain DPS but lose power? Either way, it's one of those two. I'm so sorry. I'll fact check that and include a little thing like in the video to confirm that. But it's either you're losing DPS but they get stronger, or you're losing, or that you gain DPS but they're losing power. It's one of those two. So anyway, this is going to be where we stop for right now. We'll be on this little thing tomorrow when we pick this up again. But from here, we go through this top Emmy zone door to grab a power bomb expansion that's like up here. And then we grab the pulse radar before heading down to Burenia for the third time to grab the gravity suit. So that's going to be it for this portion of the tutorial. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.